this third whisky which you're going to taste from Kilchoman is a cask strength whisky. It's different to these other two. These other two have been matured in bourbon barrels, fresh bourbon barrels from Buffalo Trace. This has been matured in a sherry butt, and the whole content of this sherry butt is exclusive to our importer and to Martin Scott here. So this is done specifically for the US market. It comes in at 59.6. It's a phenol content 50 parts per million. Somebody said to me, what does it taste like? I would say it tastes like a very, 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 very good Ardbeg. I say that because you've got a jacket on, haven't you?
I've been trying to hide it.
So this is a 5-year-old whisky. It's about the oldest whisky we have available at the moment, and as I say, it's exclusive to the guys here. So if you get a bottle of this, the only place you'll get it from the US. Okay, and that's from a sherry vat.
Quick question.
Yeah, sure.
Just curious about your stills. Who came up with the design? Was it modeled after
Our
stills?
stills weren't modelled on anyone else's, but they were made to our specification. Well, I wasn't actually there at the time, but they were made to Anthony's specification, following a lot of homework done around other distilleries, looking at the results of other distilleries, and also through consultation with a guy called Dr. Jim Swan, who was a consultant to the distillery at the time. The Kilchoman stills, everyone comes to the distillery, and unfortunately we haven't got the pictures because the screen, the machine conked out there, but a lot of people think that our stills are very small, and in reality that's right. In volume they are small, but if you look at them, they're tall for the volume, if you like. So they are in effect a tall, although they're quite short. This sounds a bit Irish maybe, but because although they're quite short, they're quite tall. You get what I mean? In relation to the volume, you understand what I mean? Yeah. So in relation to the volume, they are quite tall still. And that brings about. Did you do that?
No throwing things at the distillery.
So that brings about a nice light. I mean, although it's a peaty whisky, it has a certain length amount of depth from that. Essentially, the spirit is a nice light spirit. Okay. Now I'm aware that we might be running near to our time limit. I hope you've learned a little bit about Kilchoman. It's been a real pleasure for me to come here and talk to you. You've been a good audience, and it's a fantastic place to have a whisky tasting. I would like to stay and talk to you all night, but if there's anyone who has some more questions, anything at all, we haven't gone to the sex or the bicycle repairs yet, but maybe we should stick to whiskey.
John, does this whiskey? How do you recommend drinking this whiskey, since it is cask strength?
A lot of people would take it. Personally, I can drink that neat and quite happily, but it depends. For me, it very much depends on the circumstances. If I were sitting at home at my own fireside drinking that, I would probably put a fair bit of water into it and drink it over a long period of time. If I just had a very, very bad day, I'd be quite happy to drink it as it is. But that again is entirely down to personal taste. But a little bit of water, there's no doubt a little bit of water opens it up and certainly adds to it. So, but it's your preference.
So before you had said you're open to people's suggestions. How I'm not about to give them because I think you have a fantastic product. But how would you like to see Kilchoman evolve?
I would like to see Kilchoman evolve into something which will be not necessarily attractive to everybody who buys whisky. I would like to see it becoming a whisky which will be an artisan whisky drunk by people who have taken the bother to find out a little bit about whisky and are connoisseurs, if you like. I think it's not necessarily a whisky for everybody, but it's a whisky for people who have evolved their taste over a certain length of time, have tried other things. I mean, a lot of people, I'm going to name a couple of names here. A lot of people knock things like Glenfiddich. I would never knock Glenfiddich, because Glenfiddich are the people who go there first. I mean, put it this way: if you ever went to the moon and you found one whisky, it would be Glenfiddich. There's no doubt they're first everywhere. But they do a lot for the rest of us, because people who started in Glenfiddich or Glenmorangie or something like that, or Dewars, as Ed said earlier, start with that, and then they get an interest and they move off. And I would like to see the drinkers of Kilchoman eventually being the people who have made a bit of a journey through the whisky business and the drinking of whisky business, and that's where we end up. And that's the kind of customers we're looking to attract.
You wouldn't start off drinking this, is
No,
essentially what you're saying.
Essentially, that's what I'm saying.
You picked up scotch.
It's not a whiskey for beginners. It's a whiskey for people who've taken the time and the trouble to learn a little bit about
So it's
it.
like a young drink.
Yes.
The space station.
So that's when I see it.
it.
But the other thing, of course, business-wise, we want to see it selling. And I think it's the reception it's had in all markets up to now has been remarkable. As I say, it's had accolades from your Malt Advocate magazine over here. It's won various prizes. It's had good reviews from the press, from the trade press, and from the public in general. So, I mean, I have high hopes for it, and hopefully this won't be the last time we'll be back in this wee room having a whiskey tasting.
So.
I'd like to see it going forward, and I'm sure it will. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So tell all your friends about it. That's the last thing. Tell all your pals.
No, drink it with them. Drink it
drink
with
it
them.
with them.
That's right.
That's right. And also, I should have said, of course, support your local shop here, which by all accounts is doing a lot of good work for not only for us but for lots of other whiskies as well. So.
Thank you for pulling this together, Carl. Thanks, Carl.
Yeah.
Carl, what a great event.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
This one I got more cereals, more of the grain.
And at the beginning, I was quite a bit.
Yeah, I got